Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Boneco F230 air shower fan. And what I want to do today is just show you around the fan, some of the features and benefits that it offers. So this is a fan that's slightly different to normal, and before anybody says anything, I'm not about to go and get my hair done. It's not really the idea of this one, although when it's been sat in my office for several days before I made this video, that's the first thing that people have said. I'm going to go and get my hair done under it. But this is really designed to rotate, but really the idea of this fan is that it's actually recirculating the air within the room, and to do that what you would do is you would normally aim it up at the ceiling like that. Now I know for a lot of people you're thinking, well, why do I want to do that? But sometimes if you're in a room where, especially if there's not a lot of ventilation, and so if you don't have windows open, and if you've, for example, had dinner and you just got smells around the room, then sometimes you just need to get the air moving within the room. I think until you've actually experienced it, it's quite difficult to explain. I've actually had this running in my office for about 15-20 minutes before making this video, and I must say it's really good. I was really impressed because in my office there are no windows or anything, but with the door open, all I found is that, because sometimes I suppose the air in there can get a little bit stale if you're not getting windows or necessarily any good ventilation, but just by having the fan on, I had it point up to the ceiling so it wasn't disturbing me at all. I just found that it just felt a lot fresher in there. Normally after about 15-20 minutes, by the time it's had time to sort of start recirculating the air. As far as the dimensions on the fan, so as far as the base, you're looking at around just under 38 centimeters diameter, or just under 15 inches. And as far as the height on that, at its tallest height, you're looking around 116 centimeters, or just under 46 inches. Now I'll say at its highest height, because what you can find is that you've actually got different settings, so you can actually put it at different heights depending on where you want the fan. And really, to demonstrate this, it's much easier to put it on the floor. Now you've actually got different buttons around the side, and first of all, when you put it together, everything arrives separately in the box. But you've actually got, so as I say, if you push the button in and just pull this at the top, then that whole section will come off, and you just pop that on the floor gently. So if you wanted it slightly shorter, just pull that out and these will just come out. Absolutely brilliant. And you can do it the same with this one. So they just slot in like that. So if you wanted it at that height, all you would do is just pop this in. That's it. Locate it like that. And then you can actually rotate this depending on where you want it. So I've actually just reduced it slightly in height, just make it a little bit easier to show you rather than having to work all the way up here. But this is the fan itself, and I must say I'm really impressed just with the overall build quality of it. You can actually rotate this up to 270 degrees. There we are. So it doesn't quite go all the way around, just rotates around like that. But personally I don't think you wouldn't need to rotate it all the way around. You've actually got 5 speed settings, so it's not just a high and a low like on most other fans. So that's at the maximum power. I'm sure you can hear that, even though the microphone isn't directly in front of it. Let's just pop it in front of it. There we are. Hope you can hear that. But as far as the noise level, it runs from 35 decibels up to 58. Clearly that depends on which setting you've got it on. Even when you've got it on the highest setting, then it's not actually that loud. But I think for a lot of people, depending on when you're going to have it on, so if you had it on, I mean, for example, when I had it in my office, as I mentioned earlier before making the video, I actually had it pointing upwards, and I just had it on, well, number 3. So I had it on this setting, and it's not too noisy. I can happily work around it. But if you wanted it on, for example, at night, I know some people just like almost just a fan on in the background, especially because recently here in the UK it's been quite hot at night. So I suppose I recommend having it on number 1 and perhaps just aiming it up at the ceiling. But on its maximum setting, you can push out 1,260 cubic meters of air per hour, which is actually really impressive. Also, the maximum speed that it can send the air out to you is 3.9 meters per second, Now, for a lot of time, it doesn't mean a lot, but if you were to compare it to some other products, especially some of the larger branded products, I'm not going to mention the name, but they're very popular in fans and air purifiers. If you compare it to some of those, then you'll be really impressed with how good this is. I always knew this was just going to be a quick video, just to show you around the fan. There's not really a huge amount to talk about. I really like the fact that it's a very, very good quality fan. There's not too many gadgets and gizmos on it, which I think personally a lot of customers will like. You haven't got the option of air purification on this model. There's a huge range that Boneco do. What it is, I'll post a link below. So if you're interested in buying one of these, or one of the sister models that Boneco do, then go and have a look, because you'd be quite surprised on some of the pricing that they offer. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Boneco F230 Air Shower Fan. Please give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe on my YouTube channel, leave any comments below. I do ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. I always knew it was going to be a quick one. I suppose there's not a huge amount to talk about, but hopefully I've covered quite a lot of the information on it. If you've got any questions on this, then I've actually got one here at the moment, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Also, if you have got one of these, let me know what you think about it, because I'd always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.